page is one of the most important pages in the entire application because this lets Monicare know all your recent experience in your field. Please list all of your jobs for the past 10 years, starting with the most recent job you just finished. Do not list jobs that were less than 3 months. Do not list your family members or friends. These do not count as professional jobs. Please provide us with current reference phone numbers and emails. If you do not have current contact information for your former employers, please leave that blank until you can get the information that is current. We will be checking references, and if you get hired, a new employer will be checking references as well. So it's very important we have up-to-date information. Let's get started. On the first childcare job, on the left-hand side, it asks for the name and contact information of the first parent. Please indicate whether this phone number is a cell phone number, or work number, or home number. If you have a work number for them, please indicate that as well. If you worked for a family where there were 2 parents in the home, then fill in the parent 2 information over on the right. Indicate their contact information as well. This next box asks when the last time you verified that this information was up to date. This is important because this lets us know whether this information is up to date. If you have an email address for the parent, this is also very important. Monicare sends e-verifications to check and make sure that these are real references. If you have an email address, please indicate it. A little drop-down box will come down that will ask whether we can email them to ask about your previous employment. If you are currently working for this family and they do not know you are looking for a new job, please press no. Otherwise, go ahead and indicate yes that we can talk to his former employer. Please fill in their home address, apartment number if they have one, and most especially the city and state where they worked. We understand a lot of times you may not remember exactly what their address was, but it's important we know what suburbs or cities you have worked in. Next box asks what your job title was. There are many different options, so make sure to choose the one that best fits your job. Then indicate whether you are come and go or live-in. Also, let us know how many hours a week you worked and for how long you worked. So indicate your start date and your end date. If you are still working here, you can click the I am still working here button. Next box asks about your salary. Once again, it may be hard to remember if this was a family you worked for a long time ago, but please just do your best to remember your salary. You can put it in by either hour or per week. This next section is very important because it asks about the children that you worked with. Put in the age and gender of each child you worked with when you began. To add another child, click this Add Another Child button. So what I am writing here is that when I started, I was working with a 3-year-old girl and a 5-month-old boy. Write what your duties were with this job. This lets Monicare and future employers know about your experience. Then let us know how your relationship was. This is very important, especially if you ended the employment on not the best note. We need to know if this employment ended for some particular reason, and that's what this next box is about. Choose a reason here why the employment ended. Once you have finished your first job, if you need to add another job, press yes. And then go through and fill in all the information like you did the first time. If at any time you need to remove a childcare job, press the Remove Childcare Job box. If you do not have another childcare job to add, click No. And finally, explain any gaps in your employment history. So for instance, if you stayed home for a few years to raise your own kids. This is very important because future employers will ask us why you did not work in between jobs. Once you are done with this page, click Save and Continue to go on to additional childcare experience.